What's up, guys? Are you ready for another adventure with me into the world of spookiness in the anime realm? I figured you would. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so what anime are we talking about today? What anime, since it's the month of October, what can I use to get you guys revved up for Halloween, but also quench your thirst? Well, I've got it. Today we're talking about hot and cute girls, giant swords, killing monsters on an island that is supposedly part of a governmental experiment. Now, you might be asking yourself right about now, Michael, what anime is this? Simple. It's one of my favorites. It's a classic. I discovered it back in the early 2000s and I fell in love with it. I'm talking about Claymore. Yes, Claymore. So, let's talk about it. But before we do, I have a request. If you guys wouldn't mind, please smash the like button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I make another video. Please subscribe and leave a comment on your way out of the dojo today, if you feel so inclined. Okay, now let's talk about Claymore. Let's talk about hot girls, big sword, big swords, and monsters. Now, for those of you that haven't seen Claymore, let me give you the premise. And let it be known that I'm going to base this off of the anime and not the manga, simply because I have not read the manga. But here goes. Claymore is about these monsters known as Yoma. These monsters are not your ordinary monsters. These are monsters that like to feast on humans. And it is up to a specific group of warriors to defeat the Yoma. This specific group of warriors is are known as Claymores. Claymores are girls who are infused with the power of Yoma to defeat the monsters. So essentially, they become monsters themselves to fight the monsters. Get it? They carry giant swords on their backs known as claymores, which, for those of you who are historical buffs, you will know that a claymore is a broadsword from Scotland. So it's really cool. Okay? Big, huge, giant swords. Okay? And our story starts out, we follow the story of a claymore known as Claire. She's been a claymore for a while now, and usually claymores are solitary hunters. They are solitary warriors. They only kill Yoma in groups when it is a high class of Yoma that they cannot defeat on their own. No, and these high class of Yoma are known as voracious eaters. Anyway, Claire, we find out through the anime, is basically the low ranking Claymore. She's like the lowest on the lowest form of the totem pole. She's number 47. Yes, that's right, number 47. Each Claymore has their own crest, their own emblem, and their own number. Claire just happens to be number 47, which means that she's never really killed a voracious eater, and she's basically the runt of the Claymore. And mind you, they have, like I said, they have numbers. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. You get my point, okay? Because I'm not going to count all the way to 47, okay? But you get the point, right? So she comes to this small little village who has asked for a claymore to defeat a Yoma. And here's the thing about the Yoma, you don't really know someone's a Yoma until they actually reveal themselves. Yes, that's right. Yoma can take the form of humans. They can disguise themselves as humans, almost like chameleons. or almost like a basic predator in nature. You hide yourself, you disguise yourself so that your prey doesn't know you're there until it's too late. And that's exactly what the Yoma do. They have animal instincts. Just the only difference is that when they take on the form of a human, they retain all the memories of the human that they are trying to impersonate. So Claire comes to this little village. It's also worth mentioning that the Claymore are known as outcasts and they are feared. They are also known as silver-eyed witches because when a girl becomes a Claymore, her eyes turn silver. Then, when a Yoma is nearby, a Claymore's eyes will turn gold. It is also worth mentioning that if a Claymore goes over her Yoki limit, which means her aura limit, she will turn into a Yoma and therefore is forced to send out what's known as a black card. This black card lets the organization of Claymores know that their own has turned into a Yoma and therefore must be hunted. Usually, this black card is sent to a close friend of a Claymore. Anyway, I'm veering off here, so excuse me. Anyway, Claire comes to this tiny little village in search of killing a Claymore because she's been hired to. The rules is that she cannot take money directly from the village elder, then a man will come a few days later to collect her money, but she cannot collect it for herself. We're introduced to a boy named Rocky. His family was killed by Yoma, and all he has left is his brother. The village at first is kind of frightened because a Claymore has been called in and they don't know what to do. First, they think it's a bad idea, but at the same time, they have no choice. Their people are disappearing and they know it's a Yoma, and so they want the situation taken care of. Rocky, however, when Claire comes to town, is infatuated with the Claymore. He's never seen anyone like her. She's beautiful. And let me tell you guys, Claire is something to behold, for sure. Anyway, for all Rocky knows, he doesn't know where the Claymore is, but excuse me, man, it is hard to talk today. He doesn't know where the Yoma is, but he's willing to help the Claymore any way he can, even if it's to cook her a home-cooked meal. Later that night, in the very first episode, we come to find out that Rocky's brother is actually the Yoma that Claire has been sent to kill. And now the Yoma wants to essentially eat Rocky. Until Claire saves him. Then, unfortunately, because Rocky's brother was a Yoma, he is exiled from his village. He eventually finds his way and meets up with the Claymore Claire once again, and together they begin their journey. They go through many trials and tribulations throughout this series, and we learn more about Claire. We learned that when she was a little kid, that she was a Claymore's plaything, essentially just being used for torture, until another Claymore by the name of Teresa of the Faint Smile essentially rescues her. Even though Teresa of the Faint Smile had no intention of rescuing her, Claire is infatuated with her just as Rocky is infatuated with Claire and decides that she wants to follow Teresa. Teresa at first ignores Claire and basically says, "You cannot come with me, it's too dangerous. I won't take care of you. If you can't take care of yourself and you end up dying, that's not my problem." So then, essentially, as the adventure between Claire and Teresa of the Faint Smile continues, Teresa learns that Claire just realizes that both girls are lonely and that they both need each other. And so eventually, Teresa, the faint smile, decides she wants to leave the organization of Claymores and she wants to take care of Claire and be with her. Not in a romantic relationship. Let me tell you that right now. They're more like big sister, little sister. Think about it like that, okay? Well, when the organization gets wind of this, they think that Teresa, the faint smile, is deserting, and so therefore, as a punishment, she must be put to death. And it doesn't really work out the way that they want. And there's a whole lot of action, and I'm not going to go into the whole series. But anyway, this was a super cool series. It gets bloody, it gets gory, it gets violent, but it is awesome. And what can we say? Hot chicks, big swords, monsters. You can't love any more than that. Look, guys, it's Halloween season, okay? Here's what you do. Take it from Sensei, okay? What you do is at night, you turn all the lights off and you go watch Claymore. It's a real fun, one hell of a ride. Trust me, you will love this show. Now, here's what I do know from the manga right quick before we get out of here, okay? What I do know from the manga is that this island, so to speak, is basically not only concealed, but it is isolated from the rest of the world. That the Claymore and the Yoma are science experiments being conducted by this one organization. We don't know the name of the organization, but it is indeed to create weapons, or at least super soldiers, okay? And the Claymore were, well, as I've stated before, infused with Yoma power. And right now the experiment shows that men can't handle the power of the Claymore. They cannot handle the power of the Yoma. They are out of control. Whereas the women, yes, ladies, I'm talking to you, they could handle the power of the Claymore. They could handle the power of the Yoma, hence creating Claymore. And then any failed experiments from the men's side of things, the Claymore are ordered to hunt down and to kill. Basically to hide the fact that the experiments have failed with men. Anyway, guys, that's all I know from the manga. Like I said, I haven't read much of it, and every piece of information I just gave you on the manga, I heard from secondhand from another channel by the name of Bonsai Pop. They did a Claymore video. I think it was either last year or a couple years ago, but either way, it was really, really good. Anyway, guys, that's enough out of me. It's Halloween. Have fun. It's going to be awesome. This is the month where we talk about scary things. So I hope you'll stay tuned and I hope you'll stay with me. Also, I'm sure if you guys saw my short from earlier, we want to show love to our Floridian brethren. We want to show love to our anime lovers down in Florida. We hope you guys are doing all right. Stay safe out there throughout the hurricane. We love you. Our prayers are with you. And stay strong, guys. Stay strong for sure. Be safe. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment on your way out. And let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about Claymore? Have you seen it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think? Tell me. I really want to know. Remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go make it an anime day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe. Bye.